All right, welcome back to Fleck and Socks, the podcast, episode 98. Today on the show, Mitch McConnell calls for no impeachment while more and more evidence of Joe Biden doing impeachable things comes to light. Then the COVID Muppets are back in this week's Cringe of the Week. A black supremacist teacher barely gets fired in Urban Decay. And last but not least, no one helps the victim of a robbery while the media covers for the criminals. All this and more, it's Fleck and Socks, the podcast, episode 98, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleck and Socks, the podcast, featuring Richard Bradboy.
All right, one for one on the intro, as always. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Fume. Now, if you're like me, you probably have a couple bad habits that would be good to get rid of, but cold turkey isn't always the way. That's why I use Fume. Fume is a company that helps you defeat your bad habits in a unique and natural way. Fume is an innovative, award-nominated device that helps you redirect your bad habits and turn them into something more productive and less harmful. Whenever I have the urge to do a bad hand-to-mouth habit, I instead grab my Fume and breathe in the refreshing flavored air. No electronics, no vapors, no harmful chemicals, and it has a nice weight to it too, so it's good to fidget with. So if you want help kicking your bad habits, pick up a Fume today. Go to tryfume.com, that's TRYFUM.com, and use code FLECKUS for 10% off. That's tryfume.com, use code FLECKUS. They support the show, let's support them right back, and let's kick our bad habits. All right, let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to Fume for sponsoring. It's always good to break your bad habits. Yeah. And Fume helps. All right, let's get into some action. What are you looking at me like I have a lot of bad habits that haven't been broken?
No, like I was supposed to hit a line or something, and I just go, yeah.
That's how I lost all the weight.
Oh.
All right, we have doppels this week. We don't really do doppels anymore, but on Fridays when we do them, there's 3 total. I have a couple. One's a black fleckus. There's black fleckus.
Just getting ridiculous. And I seen the first time I ever had to deal with any type of people on drugs, it was my wife and her boyfriend.
All right.
Okay.
He's doing bits too. He's got bits.
He's doing bits. That's what my hair looked like when I was letting it go for a while.
Yeah. You ever going back?
Yeah, when it gets colder.
All right.
All right, next, another doppel. There's me in Miami.
DJ Khaled hybrid.
Doing Miami things. Ripping cigs, protecting from the sun. That looks like me. I'm not as sloppy as that guy.
All right. And then there's one rap. And then there's one rap boy. This is it. Somebody sent this in to me.
So it's these guys doing a dance.
Rap boy's number 2.
There's Rap Boy in the back.
Yeah.
And there was music on that, but we had to cut it for copyright reasons. But yeah, nice job.
Yeah. And you know what? The guy who sent me that, we caught you watching stupid stuff like this. So
Yeah.
that reflects more on you than it does on me.
That's a good point. How'd you find that? All right, let's get into some of the action.
All right.
We have a really important housekeeping this week. We have
How many pages?
3 pages of housekeeping.
Oh, God.
All right, Mitch McConnell. First things first. He says we need to avoid impeachment.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell urges House Republicans to avoid Biden impeachment.
So, don't you have an abyss to stare into, Mitch? Don't you? Don't you have a lost look on your face you should be doing?
Republicans, it's standard. Republicans call for decorum and no, don't do anything bad while they come for your livelihood and throat.
Yeah, exactly. No one does anything, especially after 4 years of Joe Biden at this point, where, you know, oh, it's not the right thing to do. And then the Democrats take power and do everything they want, abuse their power, do anything to get Trump out, impeached him how many times.
Yeah.
And now we have the chance to actually get Joe Biden on actual impeachable stuff, and we need decorum.
Yeah. And not only that, but like the actions themselves, like the asylum seeking example, I think we talk about it a little later in the show. But like that's basically an act of war against Americans, you know, and especially Republican voters. Like, you know, it's very subversive and stuff. So not only like are the impeachable offenses there, but like the motivation is there too. And it's just like, no, keep decorum.
Yeah. We have the ability to actually impeach the guy.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do it. They also found that Joe Biden received $20 million in payments as vice president from like Russia and Kazakhstan. and a few other countries.
Yeah, and my favorite one was from Kazakhstan. Hunter Biden bought a car for $146,300, and then he got a wire from Kazakhstan the next day for that exact dollar amount. So I don't know.
They bought the guy a car.
And here's the thing, right? Like people like Krasenstein types are always making the argument that, Hunter he's free to do foreign business, blah, blah, blah. And it's like selling influence to your dad. All the speakerphone calls, all the we just talked about the weather that Joe Biden says. And it's like either way, at the bare minimum, Hunter was selling access to his dad without being able to deliver. You know, like that's the bare minimum
That's
case.
the best case scenario.
Exactly. And what do we think? Are we giving him the best case scenarios benefit of the doubt? No.
Kazakhstan bought you a little car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a good run. And honestly, the best thing that could have happened to him is his dad not running for president.
And then just have a full, pure good run, never got caught.
Sports car, no scrutiny, like ride into your 50s. Like
Millions of dollars, no show job.
Yeah. And then you never have to deliver on any of the things that you promised.
We thought he was going to win.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. It's like the Clinton Foundation. The donations go from here to Hillary lost. Wham.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know.
Well, we obviously have an election coming up, and there is hope. I don't know if you guys saw the new Mike Pence ad.
Yeah, let's play this.
There is hope for Republicans.
He made a good case here.
Hey, everybody. Mike Pence here. Remember $2 a gallon gas?
I sure
I
do.
do. And then Joe Biden became president of the United States and launched his war on energy. Since that time, gasoline prices are up 60%. Electricity prices are up 25%. Joe Biden's war on energy is causing real hardship for working families, small businesses, and family farms. But we've got a plan to relieve all of that.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah. I didn't know he drove a cool red truck like that.
I did not know Mike Pence drove a truck. I mean, it's very relatable. We all know how expensive gas is when you're pumping up gas and it's $120.
I pumped my gas yesterday, just like Mike.
Yeah, so I'm tempted to vote for this guy. It would be nice to have some like decorum and dignity back in the White House.
Yeah.
So, hey.
He surprised me with this ad.
He surprised. Obviously, we're kidding. No one actually feels that way. Ron DeSantis actually just moved, I think, to third place.
Yeah, behind Vivek.
Yeah, he went behind Vivek. And then he also signed this thing that said if he's not the nominee for the Republicans, he'll support whatever nominee there is, which is him probably, basically going against the gay influencer mafia he has working for him.
Yeah.
And is doing like some pro-Trump things. And then he signed it, and then I saw his handwriting, Ron DeSantis, written like a 8th grader.
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad.
That's how I write. So I'm not pointing any fingers.
I kind of feel
We
bad.
also have to shout out DeSantis for his, he just dismissed that Soros DA, that Soros prosecutor.
That was a good job.
It was a fantastic job. That's what we like to see. You're the best governor in America, Ron. Stay there. You shouldn't be in Iowa.
Yeah.
You
Stay
know?
in Florida. We can go back to liking you, and like we can ease you back into the fold a little bit, maybe.
We're going to be mean for a little bit longer, but
we got to fire everybody.
Yeah.
You have to make an example of Christina Pushaw and just fire her and say, this is not what we were going for. We are allies with the MAGA base. It might be too late, though.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
It's close.
Good deeds can drive you through. And then also, like, that's what more Republican governors and everyone should be doing to these DAs that are in their cities. The dereliction of duty, and then hit them with, boom, you let this guy off. Boom, 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 this guy off. Behead them and let them do their little press conference on the steps of the Capitol before they never see them again.
Yeah, exactly. They call you racist, and then you say, see you later.
Also, anybody who's a show watcher who's looking to get into law, play the long game, become a prosecutor yourself.
Ooh.
Sneak in there.
Yeah.
I saw someone tweet that. I saw that, like, conservatives or Republicans always say, like, join a trade, don't go into a big corporation. It's like, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to play that long game, write gay papers in college and say all the right stuff, and then get into a position of power and
Everyone says, like, oh, be a welder, go drive UPS truck. It's like, go be a DA.
Go be a fucking prosecutor. Yeah. So I love that idea.
Yeah. And there was a Cernovich tweet that kind of summed up the DeSantis campaign and what they were trying to do. And it made a lot of sense to me.
I didn't believe this at first. The DeSantis campaign exists to tear MAGA apart, toss the 2024 election, and then say America first is dead. Paul Ryan's GOP becomes the token resistance. This is why DeSantis influencers spend all day attacking Trump supporters. And he was quoting off Candace's tweet.
Yeah, which makes total sense. And then, Ron, which side of those two do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the Trump MAGA side, or do you want to be on the eventual Paul Ryan resurgence side, which is never going to happen?
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't really agree with that, 100%, but that's the way it plays out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
With the attacking, and it does.
I don't
tear
think
MAGA apart.
DeSantis is super pro Paul Ryan.
Yeah, obviously not.
But
yeah.
I think the Paul Ryan establishment GOP types are using DeSantis and saying, oh, yeah, run for president. You got this. But in their head, they know that they don't. All it's going to do is divide the base. You'll lose the election. And they'll be like, well, the Trump stuff wasn't working.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't forget that there are PACs and organizations out there that are specifically never Trump again. Some of those words end Trumpism or whatever.
Yeah.
So there are deep-pocketed forces out there who really don't want to see America First ever gain steam.
Yeah. This is our last stand, America First.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We actually have to keep going. We can't get too bogged down.
Okay.
Last week, we spoke about Dianne Feinstein and how she's basically going to die in office of old age.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, I'm not a sick fuck. Unfortunately, she fell and hurt herself in her home. I thought she was in a wheelchair, but she fell on the ground.
I thought it was exclusive wheelchair too. So
maybe she fell out of the chair. We don't know. We hope she's okay. But she had an old person fall. And then people were messaging me yo, you called this. Yo, it happened. You're the Simpsons. You said it and it happened. So then I kind of was thinking we could be doing something where maybe the show is a spell casting portal.
Ooh.
And whatever we say happens and comes to fruition.
Okay.
So if that is true and we can speak things into reality, I would like the following cryptos and stocks to go up. Palantir, Pepe, Pond OX, Ripple, PSQH. This is not financial advice. I just want green bars. I want God candles.
So yeah, that's a glimpse into his portfolio, and it's all YOLOs and cryptos and shit coins.
That's a sneak peek into my schizo portfolio of all my stupid coins.
Any hedges? Any bets against? No hedge?
No. We just floor it until the wheels come off.
Okay.
It's either all or none.
Okay. Fair.
All right, let's get into some real stuff. The migrants continue to flood the border. They have this new thing now where they're saying extreme weather is a reason to bring asylum people because I guess it's the Republicans' fault that they changed the climate, and now we have all these people that need a home, I guess.
Is it the responsibility of the U.S. to protect migrants who might be fleeing extreme weather in their countries?
Look, I think the United States should do everything it can to help people who are in desperate need and have no other means of help. And we've always done that.
So, extreme weather.
They're teeing it up for him, whoever the climate interview. They're teeing it up. They tie climate into everything. And migration is obviously a good one that they really want to get.
Exactly. It used to be, I'm fleeing, war-torn countries, or there's bombing or whatever. I need refugee status. Now it's just, it's really hot.
Yeah.
It's August in El Salvador.
No air conditioning.
Yeah, it's too hot. Yeah. So I guess it's the Republicans' fault. They released in Texas on the Rio Grande these new balls that block the border and have saw blades on them.
Yeah, there's 1,000 RPM saw blades that are just constantly running. So this reporter, he films it and he goes, wow.
Yeah, somebody went through a lot of ridiculous effort to design.
Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
That'll keep people out.
Yeah. Hey, walls don't work, but no, this one's too effective. It's too mean.
Walls don't work. All right. Well, the wall's sharp now.
Here's the thing. These are floating buoys. This isn't a saw. This isn't anything. It's designed to keep people on one side of the river, the bad side. And they're going to call us chainsaw maniacs, so we might as well get a little wild, right?
Yeah.
Be the Republicans leftists think you might be.
Exactly. It's time. We said it on the last couple episodes. Be the Republicans that the leftist Muppets pretend we are.
Yeah.
These horrible people that are doing all these things. Let's start doing it.
Yeah, let's go crazy. And then there was another one, sorry to interrupt, but there were images from trail cams of the cartel guys armed with guns just going back and forth in between doing their business. So open
Fully
borders.
Loaded.
Yeah, let them operate.
And you had a funny tweet about this, and you had the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, this is the first thing I thought of was the Wild Wild West pick. And Yeah, I said 2 illegal immigrants fitted with Greg Abbott's patented chainsaw necklace escaped from a processing site briefly before being executed.
Yeah.
The Wild Wild West, those Arless Loveless guy who the chain will come.
And then the saw comes and cuts your head off.
Exactly. And then Arless Loveless is also in a wheelchair, as is Greg Abbott. So it actually worked on multiple levels.
That wasn't just a boring meme. You actually thought that out.
Yeah.
Nice job. All right, let's move on. We have some Fleckus shout-outs this week. We do our shout-outs on Fridays, the show shout-outs. Let's get to this one. Ever since Fleckus and Richard Rapway started doing the podcast 2 times a week, my quality of life has significantly improved. Would be great if you featured this on one of the episodes. Best podcast of all time. That's very nice of you. Thanks, you.
Buddy.
We have a new baby alert. The new baby's name is Evelyn, I believe.
Yeah.
And this was the before and after. So this was before birth and then after. Now there's 3 people in the room and they're all watching Fleckus.
That's one more viewer, baby.
That's one more viewer.
One at a time.
Yeah. And the first thing that baby saw was like the podcast.
That's hilarious.
So we're wired in. Then someone else sent a picture of them in the Clinton shirt at the Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport.
Where's
That's
that,
very
Arkansas?
cool. Probably Arkansas, I'm assuming. And then we got a guy knocking rocks down, shouting us out.
Fleckus Talks, the best new podcast of all time.
Yeah.
Nice throw.
There we go. Nice throw. 1 for 1 on that throw. And then last but not least, the Historic House Inc. This is an Instagram account at Historic House Inc. Historic House Salvage. You go inside. It's got all cool antiques and stuff for your house. Lights, fixtures. Structures. And then you zoom in. Words are just words until action actually starts. They got the quote on the wall.
Smart.
Very smart. Well, thank you guys for shouting us out. Please continue to send your shout outs to us, and we will feature you on Fridays. Moving on, there was a Sturgis rally, the motorcycle rally in Sturgis. Huge event. And here's the Budweiser.
Well, guys, as you know, we've been a little bit intrigued with this Budweiser controversy, and as it relates to motorcycle riders, I got to tell you right now, though, not looking good. As you can tell, Budweiser is spending an awful lot of money. They're ramping up the motorcycle campaign. These guys...
So, Sturgis, huge motorcycle rally, big beer drinking community.
Hundreds of thousands of people go there.
And no one is going to the Budweiser tent because Dylan Mulvaney costed you guys $27 billion.
Yeah.
You ruined your own thing. No one drinks the Twink beer, and then the Twinks drink White Claw.
Yeah, it was obvious. Read the room the whole time.
You could have asked pretty much anybody.
I know. We would have told you what the Twinks drink.
We would have.
It used to be rosé, and now it's moved to White Claw for the most part.
They like seltzers.
They love seltzers.
So I don't know what everyone was thinking. Let's move on. We have some good news from the urban headlines community. Blueface, a rapper, he has a new girlfriend, and he said, this is what the headline says. Blueface says he wants people to root for him because he hasn't cheated in 2 weeks. I'm going to go for 3. She's worth it.
Wow.
So Blueface looks like he found someone good. He tweeted, it's been about 2 weeks since I cheated, and I think I'm going to go for 3. She's worth it, which is great. Seems like he has a nice girl. And then the other headline is, Blueface shows off Jaden Alexis's BBL. Y'all thought that ass ain't move? She just classy, and it don't shake for everybody.
Wow.
So it seems like he's got a nice thing going there.
Why are we doing uplifting gold and housekeeping? This guy's great.
Yeah, he's lucky to. Hey, it's hard
Hopefully
to find.
the kids can learn something from this guy.
It's hard to find a good girl these days.
Yeah.
Good for him. He found a good girl, and he hasn't cheated in almost 3 weeks. So that's great. Let's go on. The World Bank says that there will be no new financing to Uganda due to the anti-homosexuality laws they passed.
Yeah. So, as you know, the World Bank, Globo Homo, it's not just a meme.
Yeah.
It's real.
And then Memetic Sisyphus, our favorite account, who is linked in the description, says no gay sex will be this generation's they found oil in X country.
Yeah.
So anyone who's not doing gay shit, state-enforced homosexuality is here.
Yep. We are storming the beaches.
Yeah, Sam Hyde was right. And then Rapboy made this meme, whatever, there's a no butt stuff zone, our boys are headed to liberate.
Yeah. Get ready to eat a few bullets for the butt sex community.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we have...
And hey, the military's trans now. Send it Admiral Levine. She can march with, let's get a special unit.
Yeah, let's get a special unit of all the trans people led by Admiral Levine, and let's send them in. Moving on, speaking of forced homosexuality, they got Wayne Brady.
Yeah.
Wayne Brady, the guy from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Funny guy. One of my favorite.
Doesn't he do a different show too? The
Price is Right now.
No, the one before Price is Right. Whatever that show is.
Let's Make a Deal?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He does one of those. Yeah.
So he's getting paid. Like, you notice these guys who hit the headlines for the pansexual shit, they're all getting a steady check.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, you got to fill out your end of the bargain, Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Michael Strahan had that when he had
Desmond is amazing.
Desmond is amazing. They all get the call. Here's your stupid deal for the daytime show.
$10 million a year.
Yeah, exactly. At least $10 million a year, and then we'll let you know when it's time to become pansexual.
Yeah.
So Wayne Brady comes out as pansexual. I'm doing this for me.
And anytime someone announces one of those kind of like weird sexuality things, I'm bi or whatever, I filter it in my own brain. I just hear, I'm a little gay. I'm a little gay.
I'm a little gay.
So,
or maybe he's straight and they gave him a pamphlet and was like, yo, you have to pick one of these sexualities.
Yeah.
And he kind of picked like the least abrasive one.
That makes sense.
Where it's like, oh, I'm pansexual. I only like, what does that mean? Being with someone who I like or something? It's probably some stupid thing.
I don't know.
So he probably picked an easy one. All right, let's move on. The Best Buy discrimination.
Yeah, so this was O'Keefe Media Group, OMG, said discrimination. A citizen journalist has revealed Best Buy is partnering with McKinsey & Company on a management trading program. And who's the management trading program open up to? Here's some qualifications. Should be probably pretty qualified, right? Currently working in an exempt salary role, have worked more than 1 year in your current role in Best Buy. Identify as Black, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander. No white people. And a couple other things. But yeah. So no whiteys.
No whiteys.
It would be better if they wrote that.
Yeah.
No white.
No whites need apply.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's basically what it is. And it would make the lawsuits easier later.
Hey, if Black Best Buy workers knew the privilege they have.
It must be so nice to be them.
You wake up and it's like they don't have the problems we have.
Yeah.
And... you know,
and you'll never understand Black Best Buy privilege. You just have to trust us that they have it, and then we'll never really explain it, and we'll allude to it all the time and guilt you with it.
Yeah, you have to keep educating yourself.
Yeah, it's not my job to educate you. You have to educate yourself.
You have to do the work.
Do the work. That's all we're saying.
All right, let's move on. We have another Alex Berenson COVID update. We had a great one last week, and then this one was pretty interesting too. He said a new study on school COVID transmissions is out. For fall 2021, researchers looked at 34 schools with 18,000 students. They found at most 44 in-school infections, including staff. You read that right. 18,000 students, 34 schools, 44 COVID cases. Never close schools again. So yeah, that was all a scam.
Yeah.
We knew it.
Yeah.
We keep knowing it, and then nothing happens now that we know. Like, it used to be not everyone knew, we knew, but now they know that we know. And they just go, yeah, we'll tell you what the next thing is to get worked up about.
Yeah, we don't care. We're going to keep doing it, whatever we want. So
we'll lock you down for something else. We'll lock you down for climate change soon.
Yeah. And I think COVID cases are spiking right now. Like, that's the new thing.
So they might try to bring it back. And later in the show, we have some COVID Muppets that are going to pretty much surprise everybody.
Yeah. Some of these people have been isolated for so long that they kind of removed themselves from society, which was honestly honorable of them.
But now they're back.
So
and
it's getting bad.
All right, let's move on. We have some people with entertaining talents, PETs. The guy who sings the We Don't Need No Education. Who was that? Who's the regular singer?
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, yeah.
We don't need no
That's good.
Yeah, we've had enough.
Yeah, we got enough. I love guys like that. I would do, if I had an event, like a black tie event or like a party or a fundraiser, I would bring someone like that as the music of the night.
Yeah.
No one would ever forget that.
Yeah, he's been talking about that for a long time.
Just wait. Just wait until that gets satisfied, that vision. It's not going to be anything better. And then our boy Sean Stevens, who's rectangular. I am rectangular. I traveled 1,000 kilometers to New York City to do this. I am rectangular. He released his acoustic version of Rectangular.
Unplugged.
I am rectangular. I feel it in my bones. I am rectangular. I feel no hole. I am rectangular. And you are a circle. I am rectangular. I'm
So he's great. Acoustic version. He's got the juice.
Yeah, and he does the acoustic version where it's like you do it at a little different rhythm, like I am rectangular, like different.
Exactly. There was he posted a video the other day, and he was like, everyone thinks that my music video was AI, and he was like proving that it wasn't. And then I commented, "Scream, scream."
Brain dead.
Just brain dead
engagement.
Scream. And then there was one he did too where he was like, people think I can't play guitar and I'm faking it. And he like showed himself playing, and I wrote, "You can tell it's a rubber hand if you look closely," which like doesn't even make sense. All right, last page of housekeeping. We're almost done.
Okay.
I had this realization yesterday. Reuben sandwiches, great. The only thing holding the Reuben sandwich back, rye bread. If they were on a hoagie roll or even white bread or like a nice thick Kaiser roll or something, you'd have one of the most popular sandwiches in America. But because you put it on rye, you just limit your audience to like old people.
That's fair.
And
That's
like
fair.
deli goers.
Yeah.
So if you got rid of the rye bread, you'd have something special on your hands. I can't be the one to do it.
Yeah.
I can't usher that in. It's too much work.
Are you going to complain about the New York deli in New Orleans that didn't have chicken cutlets?
There was a New York deli here in New Orleans, and it's like, oh, New York deli, and it's all the names of the sandwiches are like the Godfather, the Bambino, the Brooklyn Bridge, or whatever. Yeah. And then there's no chicken cutlets.
So you lied.
You don't have thin chicken cutlets? And then, oh, but you have a chicken parm sandwich. What's that made out of? Grilled chicken? Grilled chicken, tomato sauce, and cheese? New York deli? What? Yeah. What are you talking about? What am I eating here?
You started a spiral.
Yeah, and I was going to call him and say, hey, you're a New York
Just
deli.
Start talking shit to the deli.
I was like, hey, you're a New York deli, right? Yeah, okay. Can I get a chicken cutlet, Russian lettuce, tomato on a roll? And it's like, oh, we don't have chicken cutlets. You're a New York deli, no chicken cutlet? Yeah. All right, we can't get too bogged down.
There's 3 pages, not 4.
Lure the worms out. I'm not sure what you guys are going to do with the worms when you get them, but this is how you get them out.
Worm grunting.
You like that?
Vibrate the ground, they come immediately.
There's worms everywhere.
I think this is an old Native American thing.
The ground's just covered in worms. So now you guys have that info. Not sure what you're going to do with it when you get the worms, but
go get the worms.
That's how you get them. If you can get some worms out and then shout the podcast out, I'll send you a shirt. Let's go to the axe throwing.
But you have to get the worms on camera coming out basically immediately.
Yeah, not just shaking the stick. Anyone can do that. Let's go to the axe throwing video.
Basta, Rogelio.
Almost killed that guy. But the good news is...
I feel like he was doing that as like a bit. He planned that. Why did he throw it right at the ball?
Well, I think he was trying to throw it at the ball and pop the ball.
Okay, all right.
But the good news is the odds of that happening again are pretty much 0. So
Why?
You can go out because the lightning's going to strike twice. You can probably go do that.
Yeah, you'll pop it the second time.
You'll pop it. So if you guys want to try that at home, it already happened the bad way. It's not going to happen twice. You're good to. You have the green light.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to. Oh, that's it. Last note: some people have been telling me that they watch the show before they go to sleep. So hope you're cozy in bed, and we're going to put you to bed.
Yeah.
We're going to take you nice.
We'll tuck you in.
We'll tuck you in. We'll take you to Sleep Town. All right, that's the end of housekeeping. As always, please join FleckisTalks.com. We have a bonus land that is dropping right after this episode drops on FleckisTalks.com. Extra 30 minutes of the show. If you love the show, you'll love bonus land. And we also have a special announcement that we're going to be making in bonus land today. So get over there today so you can hear the Fleckis Talks, the show updates. Or the podcast. What do I call it? Fleckis Talks, the show? All right, cringe of the week. We have some great cringe of the week. Our first clip of cringe is the car ride wife. This one's going to be tough. We might not, and people might not be happy with us.
There are reasons why people don't typically let me drink coffee. And it's not because I don't like it. It's because now my husband has to deal with me all the way home and we still have another 3.5 hours left.
You know, she's probably really nice.
I'm sure she's a great lady.
I hate her guts, but I'm sure she's great. I'm sure she's nice.
I'm sure this lady's fantastic. I would be diving out of the car, 40 miles an hour, rolling.
Yeah, I'm not being mean, just really happy I'm not that husband.
That's it.
We're not being mean. We have this thing where we can't be just mean to people.
Of course not. Especially civilians. But there is a type that we just saw there that is not my favorite. That I would do anything to get away from.
And I have my whole life. Yeah. All right, let's move on. We can't just roast a stranger.
Of course not.
Let's go to the COVID movie woman, someone we can roast.
Yeah, this woman, well, she'll tell you, actually. I don't need to set this up at all.
I don't remember the last time I went to see a movie because I don't love going to the movie theater. But I'll tell you what, it pisses me off that I can't go see Barbie. I want to go see it. Even if it is white feminism, I want to be able to go. So I'm doing a thing. And if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you can do a thing with me. Here's what it is. Next week, which is July 31st, August 1st, someday next week on a weekday, I am renting out a theater in Northwest Portland. The entire theater. The whole theater. The theater seats 46 people, I think. We're only going to do 20 tickets. So me and 19 other people. That's it. In addition to that, there will be one employee. So the entire building, the entire cinema, is going to be one employee plus 20 attendees. That's it. We are the only people in the building, and every single person, including that employee, is going to be wearing an N95 the entire time. The employee is going to put it on before they enter the building. They've been chosen specifically for this purpose. They seem to get it. If you show up because you bought a ticket, I need to see a KN94 well-fitted, or a 95 well-fitted, or a P100. And if I see a baggy mask, I'm going to tell you to take it off and put on one that I hand you. I'm holding onto a bunch of masks. Choose the one you like best. There are no concessions during the movie. They're not even going to open it up. Do not bother bringing food or drinks. You may not take your mask off in the movie.
You want to go see Barbie? That sounds fun.
Hey, I've been living like a cave creature for the last 3 years at this point.
Yeah.
Where are we at? It's time to go out, and it's for Barbie, even though it's white feminism.
Yeah.
This fat white pig.
So they're ready to come out. They're getting bolder, and they've been just isolating and growing their power, I think. And they're mad that no one else is mad like they are.
Yeah, it's Japanese. It's the Japanese soldiers after World War II. They're clung on. And there's always an excuse. Oh, I'm immuno something. I'm this and that. And it's just, look at how happy she is to be telling you there will be no snacks. This is just Barbie. We're going to be far away, 20 people. She's going to be there.
Yeah, you want to exactly. She will be there, and she's going to make sure your mask fits good. So I think there's going to be a wave of this coming.
It's interesting to see what brings her out, right? The stupid Barbie movie. I mean, I say stupid. We haven't seen it, but like, it's riling people up enough to get out of their fanatical mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And then like this lady, this wasn't even the level in 2020, right? Week 2. You know? Week 3, when things were open, it wasn't even as strict as she is now.
She's been powering up. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to happen a lot more. We're going to have like all these COVID psychos come back.
And we've been free from them.
Yeah.
That's kind of the hidden benefit. Like, I've been seeing less weird freakouts or less weird activity going on. More crime. Way more crime. But those weird complainers, they haven't been around. And it's like they're stuck. They're stuck inside.
Yeah. They're coming back, and they're mad. All right, let's move on to the trans commercial for puberty blockers.
I wish when I was a teen I had known about puberty blockers. I would have loved to only have gone through puberty once.
I've had top surgery and started HRT at age 15 at a severe case, and gender-affirming care saved my life.
I want to go on puberty blockers because I'm not 100% sure about my identity as of right now, but I think it would give me a really good chance to figure things out, like still stand and have nothing.
Well, this kind of is like a reverse commercial.
Yeah, it's like a poster for not doing whatever these people are doing. Right?
Exactly. Like you see the commercial and they're trying to tell you why your kids need to go on puberty blockers because they wish they did, and this is how they turned out.
You want to look like that first guy.
Yeah. It's like, wouldn't you look at that and go, whatever they're up to, we need to stay away from.
Yeah.
Well, the second one, the guy with the buzz cut.
Yeah. That's just a guy.
He seems chill. I have that same haircut.
We had a joke. We were talking about this before the show. of like, wouldn't it be funny if we just treated all women to men trans? Like, that's just a guy.
He's just brown out.
But then got severely disgusted by the male to female ones. Like, this is abomination. Those are freaks. Instead, like, just.
But every time you see a girl with a guy, oh, this is one of the boys.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's up,
Like,
dude?
what's up,
Same
bro?
haircut.
Hey.
Oh, you got a little beard?
Just
Nice.
guys being guys.
What are you, 5'4"? Nice.
Nice.
What's up,
That's
bro?
average.
Yeah. What's up, dude? It's funny because they're obviously with the kids, everyone's pushing so much trans stuff on the kids. And then there was that article about how Obama had, like, he wrote to his old girlfriend about having fantasies about having sex with men.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the media, like, kind of gets mad and freaks out and tries to cover for him. And there was a meme that came out about it that really summed it up, the Simpsons meme, where it's like Democrats talking about Obama's sexuality versus Democrats talking about children's sexuality.
Yeah.
With Obama, but the children.
Let's cause a scene.
We'll see if they're gay or not.
Yeah. Let the teacher find out.
And there was also a sex offender, this right here, Injustice, how the sex offender registry destroys LGBT rights.
Queer youth are being disproportionately labeled as sex offenders.
It's like, what are you guys up to?
Yeah. Disproportionately, again. And it's like, well, what's the proportion that they are sex offending? And we're going to have a section like that later in Urban Decay where it's like trying to match statistics to not be racist. And then it's like, well, what did the crime happen? You know?
Yeah.
And,
well, what are the stats?
Yeah, we kind of can't obfuscate that. You got to just kind of tell it as it is, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing here. But
Exactly.
I read some of the article and it was like talking about how if under 18 kids or something experiment, they're more likely to get like criminally charged or something. But it's like, all right, guys, let's let the system work how it should and then not say disproportionately for no reason.
Yeah, it's not disproportionately.
Yeah, it's exactly proportional. It's 1 for 1.
It might be worse.
What are you guys trying to do? Control for like cases that shouldn't have been like that? Like, I don't know. You're applying your opinion to disproportionately. It never makes sense to me.
And you're like,
they love that word though.
Yeah, and you're like yielding to less sex offenders.
Yeah.
Just because it might affect trans people or something.
Yeah.
Let's just tell us who the sex offenders are.
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there. Let's go to the trans girl self-hate. This was an interesting video.
There's so much trans hate in the fucking world. There's so much trans hate in the world right now, and I'm so done with it. And pride just means that we are unabashedly happy just to be alive.
Yeah. And where do you personally feel that hate is coming from?
Most places, but especially the government.
And in your own life, where would you say that you feel the hate the most?
I feel like I kind of internalize a lot of the hate, so it feels like it mostly comes from myself at this point.
So it mostly comes from yourself. There's so much hate in the world. Trans people are constantly being put down and oppressed. Oh, where's all the oppression? And then she goes, the government? It doesn't even say that.
I've internalized it.
And then I've internalized it. So it's just her negative interpretation of the world is making her a victim. And it's like, yeah, you probably have some feelings, some negative feelings, some emotions. And instead of processing those and working through those, instead, the answer is if you feel negative feelings and emotions, it's because of injustice, because people are oppressing you. People are against you.
Yeah, society is doing it, and then you feeling bad. It's not because you should feel bad. It's because someone else did it. Someone else made you.
It's someone else's fault. No accountability. If you don't feel good and you're like, oh, I don't feel good looking, go work out. Go change your outfit. Go get a haircut. Go lift weights. Do something to fix that thing until you feel better about yourself. But instead, the leftist progressive agenda is if you feel bad in any way, it's because someone else did this to you and it's on them to change. So if you're like a fat fuck and you're gross,
yeah,
and instead of saying, hey, I'm going to work out and get in better shape, they go, oh, no, you're a model. Here's your modeling contract.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you should love yourself all the time, no matter what. And if you don't, it's not even your fault. So like you should love yourself the same as you go from 120 pounds to 300. Your self-love should be the same and society's wrong. Even though you feel horrible, you have sleep apnea now, all these literal tangible things. But no, your love for yourself should stay the same. And If it doesn't, it's other people's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't really get where that came from in the first place, but it's out there, right?
Yeah, and it gives them like a very angry bunch of people that are now their useful idiot pawns.
Yeah.
So it gives you a big group of people to have on the front lines for you. There was an article that came out about a Christian couple in Massachusetts that was denied adoption rights because they were Christian. Can you read it?
Yeah, Massachusetts has banned a couple from having foster children due to their conservative Christian beliefs about marriage, sexuality, and gender. There is currently a shortage of foster families in the state, and over 1,500 children are without foster families. Mike is an Iraq war veteran. Kitty is a former paraprofessional for special needs children. Wow, a professional for children. That sounds like a good match for foster parents. They are now suing the state for discriminating against them based on their religious views. During the home interviews, the Burks noticed that many of the questions they were being asked focused on their Catholic views regarding sexual orientation, marriage, and gender dysphoria. The couple insisted that they would love and accept any child, no matter their sexual orientations or struggles with gender identity. However, because Mike and Kitty said they would continue to hold on to their religious beliefs about gender and human sexuality, Massachusetts denied them a license to foster any children because, as the reviewer put it, their faith is not supportive and neither are they.
Wow. So foster kids need to stay in foster housing because it's not safe to give them to a nice Catholic military Christian family.
Yeah, they need to get bullied and potentially diddled in the system.
Yeah.
So in case they're trans, they can really be trans.
Yeah, well, they might be trans, so no kid for you.
This is the same thing. I mean, we've predicted this. We've talked about this on many episodes, but yeah, now it's you have to trans your kids, otherwise the state's involved. It's not child abuse to make your kid trans, Munchausen by proxy, but it is child abuse if you're even thinking about not doing it.
Yeah, not transing your kid who's not even trans yet. Yeah. Well, don't get too down. Don't get too depressed. We're moving on to urban decay, where I'm sure it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
There was a man who was killed by a cop for pulling a gun on the cop, and now the man who's dead, his family is protesting.
Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on July 26, police say Bluford approached and engaged officers while they were arresting a man. Investigators say Bluford was armed with what appeared to be a gun. They say he pointed it at officers, and that's when police opened fire. Bluford was hit by gunfire and taken to the hospital where he died. Police released body cam video Friday during a virtual meeting regarding this incident.
We do not condone violence. We are a peaceful family. Unfortunately, the circumstances did happen. But as you know, the police make mistakes as well, and so do human beings.
Relatives at the community gathering Friday night say they have not seen the police body cam footage. They tell me Bluford had been struggling with the loss of his mother to cancer last year. Family members say they'd like to see police use tactics other than deadly force.
I really want to learn what de-escalation strategies they employ. Out of all of those police officers, I wish one of them would have just took the time to say, hey, let's talk.
I ain't worried about nobody knocking him.
Hey, let's talk. Hey.
The guy's got a gun.
Hey, let's talk.
Let's
Please.
talk. So you could just get shot dead for no reason. The guy's pointing a gun at you, and then they kill him. And now it's, I wish the police would have used a de-escalation tactic.
Yeah. Just let the bullet go right into your chest, and then you can fire, officer. Yeah. Don't worry. Your family waiting for you at home? Fuck them. Doesn't matter, right?
Exactly. Mr. Bluford.
Yeah.
So he points the gun, gets shot, and then I wish they would de-escalate.
Yeah, and of course there's a giant 6'4" trans person complaining about the police brutality. Like, what fucking timeline are we in?
We're in a something bad happened.
Yeah.
They really mixed up our timelines. And then there was a Memetic Sisyphus tweet that was kind of about this, but also about George Floyd. Kind of like this whole mindset of like how everyone's making excuses for the criminals. Raph, can you read it?
Still can't get over that a Midwestern junkie overdosed mid-arrest, and that caused the entire Western world to stop arresting minorities for 3 years. It's like literally.
Yeah, and then Cernovich had a good tweet about it too.
He said, if a cop knelt on the back of a scuzzy white druggie who made everyone's life hell via his petty crimes and violent robberies over the decades, I would not identify with the criminal at all, nor feel any grave injustice occurred.
Isn't that so true?
Yeah.
Like if a cop kills a white guy who's deserves it, who points a gun at them, I don't go, oh, that's one of us. That could have been me.
Yeah.
I'll never point a gun at a cop.
Well, and that's the whole point. That's why their heroes are Michael Brown. That's why their heroes are Trayvon Martin, or, you know, the guy in Milwaukee who had the knife and was lunging and then got paralyzed, like, by getting shot by cops. It doesn't matter. And the sooner we've realized it for the whole time that it doesn't matter. All the way back, like Laquan McDonald in Chicago, some of these, we've noticed it doesn't matter the circumstances. They will rally around whoever because they relate with criminals. Do you want to show this tweet?
Yeah, sure.
This guy, this is like an example of a normal Twitter interaction where it just shows someone immediately kind of like siding with a criminal or having more empathy. This guy goes, I shot a N-word in the chest. I ain't get 13 years. They're talking about Tory Lanez got like 10 to 13 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Lovely culture. And then some girl replies, random black woman goes, dang, how much time did you get? He goes, 4 to 8, ran concurrent with my Fed time. I was home in 3.5. And then this girl goes, well, good for you for getting a short sentence. I hope you are well and on your feet now. So what do you think about Lanez facing 13 years? It's like, what the fuck?
You killed a guy. Good for you for getting out in 3 years.
Yeah, you shot a guy in the chest and you're back before you'd graduate college. Like, what the fuck?
Good for you for getting a low sentence. As if any sentencing is like oppressing the black community.
It's a game. It's like, oh yeah, you got the system. Good for you. I'll see you out there. Don't shoot me in the chest. You know, it's like immediate relation with criminals.
Exactly. There was a crime done where no one could help. The stolen bike video.
Yep. Here's the. It's called the Daniel Penny consequences.
Yep. Guy steals the bike. Lady's yelling, "Help me!" People are just standing around, walking their dogs, walking by. And everyone just walks on with their day. Goes to Juice World or whatever.
And it's funny because to me, that is like a dream. You're yelling, it's like a bad dream. You're yelling, help me! And then like nobody can hear you.
And everyone's around.
You're underwater and like, help me! And it's like a bad dream. And that's pretty much where we're at in society. It's a bad dream. We've seen enough. We've seen enough people intervene and then be villainized. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, lady, just eat the bike.
Yeah, exactly. No one can help. If we help, we go to jail.
Yeah.
If we help and beat that guy up, they might be arresting us, and then we become the next Daniel Penny for helping a lady, and it's just kind of, your city's fucked.
Yeah. It's not worth it. Like a normal taxpaying guy with a job and he's got a life and he supports 3 kids, it's not worth it. Don't get involved. It's just a bike. Mm-hmm. It's just a bike. What could happen to you?
Exactly. And then the media obviously is the one defending all the criminals all the time. So we have a couple media headlines here. We have the babyface teens. Cops seek babyface teens who trashed NYPD car at Kai Cenat's Union Square riot. So babyface teens who rioted.
AKA criminals.
Destroyed a cop car.
Yeah.
Babyface teens. And then obviously, remember, we had the gentle giant Mike Brown years ago.
His anniversary just came up. That's why we're bringing it up. Here he is being a gentle with the nice Indian shop owner.
Yep, there he is.
Right before he was gentle, lunging for an officer's gun.
Yep.
Right before he gently went to sleep.
And then there was a couple, or maybe like a week ago at this point, those black teenagers were harassing that Asian family.
Yeah, and this is just interesting framing from the New York Post. Teen girl allegedly slugs Asian woman, attacks witness in possible hate crime on NYC. So they named the race of the victim Asian, but the race of the perp, I don't know.
Who cares?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then slugs Asian woman. Nice verb choice. You know, violently attacks, randomly assaults.
Slugs.
Nah, just slugs.
Random person slugs an Asian lady.
And another thing, too, with this criminal thing, like babyface teens, just to go back to that, I think I saw a 15-year-old just executed a cop somewhere recently. There was a 6-year-old who shot a teacher who said, I shot that bitch down. So it's like this age stuff doesn't really matter as long as people are capable of pulling a trigger and are in an environment where that's kind of the culture.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Nobody's like...
if the culture's trash, 10 years old and up is when you're like when you're an adult.
Exactly.
When the culture's bad.
Exactly.
There were some new crime stats that came out. I saw these on Twitter. They were pretty interesting. Let's look at this one. Basically, it says, of the known shooters in NYC, 11,456 are black, 155 are Asian, 289 are white. So everyone used to say 13% of the population does 50% of the crime or whatever. Murder-wise, that number is way, 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 way worse.
Yeah.
11,000 versus 289 white, and then the representation of the city is like not even close to that.
And then you guys are mad about like police? What the police brutality. This is just black guy brutality.
Yeah.
11,000? Are you kidding me? That's one city. I don't know what the timeline is on this or how many years. This says years all in the pivot table. So it's got to be multiple years of data, but just the percentages itself that you can work out.
And everyone assumes, oh, white people are the most because they're most of the population, and then black people are a lot, but more than their percentage of the population. What's the percentage of that?
Yeah, this is absolute
That's
value.
like 99%.
I know. And I'm surprised by the Asians here. 155 Asians?
Well, there's certain types.
Yeah. Okay.
There's certain types that get busy.
And then here's another tweet from Monitoring Bias. I spent the morning looking at city murder offending data for 2021. One stat in particular really stood out. Percentage of Washington, D.C., which is white, 38%. Percentage of city's murders offenders who were white, 0%.
Percentage of murders offenders who were black, 98%. So it's basically all.
So yeah, it's the biggest red herring of all time to be mad at police, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so strange because rappers used to be like, man, we killing ourselves. Martin Luther King used to say, we shoot we're attacking each other. We need to bring each other up and stuff like that. And then now it's like police bad. Nothing can be done. And you know what? Villainizing the police, ironically, makes these shooting numbers worse. Why? Police don't want to go into situations where they feel like they'll be accused of something. The last thing an officer wants to do these days is draw his gun. And it's just become a Chinese finger trap of black people murdering other black people.
And the police don't want to get involved. They'll get in trouble, and then that makes the neighborhoods get worse, and then they have to get involved, and they get in trouble anyway.
It's called a death spiral.
Yeah, that's how you ruin a city. There was some stats that came out in Connecticut where they found out that people were actually padding the stats.
Yeah, this was Connecticut troopers may have falsified thousands of traffic stop records submitted to the state's data reporting program, potentially skewing the numbers to reflect more infractions for white drivers and fewer for black and Hispanic motorists.
So the stats are the stats, but sometimes the stats are not because people think the stats tell a mean story.
Exactly. And so this thing was Connecticut state police troopers may have falsified tens of thousands of traffic stop records submitted to the state's racial profiling data reporting program. So you're a cop and you're like, hey, I got to report something to the racial profiling database. What am I going to do? Am I going to skew my numbers a little bit so it looks like I'm not as racist, even though the only people who I pulled over were black and Hispanic or something? So they do, and then whites in our statistics look like we got this. And no, I guess they were obeying the law, but officers knew they'd seem racist if they didn't report those numbers.
Yeah.
So what does that result in? Fake crime stats for white people. And then, obviously there's the white people who are just like Hector Gomez. He's like white, and he's like looking with like a Fu Manchu.
White Hispanic.
So, I mean, who the hell knows, man, what's going on with these statistics? And
yeah, everyone's scared.
I think they're worse than we even think.
Exactly.
Is the main point.
That's why those new crime stats are very telling. They seem like to be more accurate.
Yeah, and then in terms of being afraid of the cop, do we want to do this? There's this whole narrative. All the black people have to do the talk with their kids.
Yeah.
They have to have the talk about how to handle getting a police officer. 10 and 12. Don't reach for anything. Be cooperative.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Because they could kill you.
The cops want to kill you.
The cops really want to kill you, and they're going, oh, that's it.
And black people are deathly afraid of the cops, right?
So how would you explain this then? This girl posted this with, stole the pizza man car.
Stole the pizza man car. If you were deathly afraid of the cops, wouldn't you not want to put yourself in a position where they could kind of be justifiably using force?
I should not steal the Pizza Man cars because I'm so afraid of cops. Or, on the other hand, I'm so not afraid of cops and doing crime that I just do random impulsive crime. Like an opportunity, stealing the Pizza Man's car.
Exactly. This next clip is from our boy Nate Roscoe, friend of the show, friend of mine. Love this guy. He's a really good on-the-street talent. He did a video asking people about saying the N-word to end world hunger, and this shows how scared everyone is of being racist.
Would you say the N-word to end world hunger?
Probably not, bro. I'm white.
But you'd be ending world hunger.
Yeah, I know, bro. But it's just like, it's not right, man. I'm white.
Well, what if a black guy told you could do it?
I don't know, bro. It's just like morals. It's ethics, you know, man?
Well, what if no one's around to hear it?
Dude, it's just not right, dude.
World hunger ends and nobody knew you said it. You still wouldn't?
Yeah, bro.
Another question.
Yeah. That's how fucked our people are.
That's how deep it is. That's how deep it goes.
You're done. We're toast. We're that scared of it. World hunger, that's like billions of people eating.
Mostly in Africa.
And it's like a word.
In India. It's mostly brown and, you know, it's not, white people don't really starve across the world, right?
I can't say a bad word. I get in trouble. It's
Yeah.
I got morals.
Yeah. Should we balance out this Urban Decay and show the white criminal?
Yeah.
The white bike thief?
Yeah, there are white thieves too.
Yeah, and here's how they act. Horrific.
This guy's stealing a bike from the open garage. And then the family dog comes.
All right. Because you're so cool. Come here. Because you're the coolest dog I've ever known. I love you too. You're a sweetheart. How about you come home with me? Where's your dad? Where's your dad? She's not enough to leave your garage open. Fuck. Dad! Where are you? I love you too.
This guy's like high or something.
He's definitely on drugs. And he sees the opportunity, the open garage, but then he gets some pets in. So there's white criminals too.
Yeah.
They just do a little different.
Yeah, this guy's more about teaching you a lesson.
Shouldn't have left the door open.
He calls out for the dad.
Let's go to last couple, the actually racist teacher.
Yeah, there was a black supremacist teacher who was
in Texas.
And I guess let's go over the whole story. Well, what should we do? Read a couple of the tweets first?
Yeah, this is a middle school teacher in Texas, and let's read a couple of the tweets.
Like, I'm baffled AF seeing a white man in my house. I can't believe it. This is supposed to be a Negro-only house. I'm so mad right now, but I also don't want to cause a scene and embarrass her little sister. I don't know what to do right now.
So her sister brought home a white boyfriend, and this is her reaction online.
And then here she's talking, had to call my man for backup. I can't believe she has this cave dweller in my freaking house. So that's we're cave dwellers, white people. Did she introduce y'all? No, she didn't. Oh my God, I'm trying to stay calm. She knows I'm racist. LOL, that man looked like a straight up Trump supporter. Come and kill him for me, Dre. I promise. I'll help you hide the body. Bring all 4 of your guns. Here's a few more. A white man? You good, dude? You smoking crack? I would not give a damn if a white person had what my bio says, because we already know y'all are evil people, so it's right on brand. And there are definitely white pages on here with my bio and worse. She was defending like some racist shit she said in her bio. Why shouldn't I hate white people? Why should I show y'all any love at all? Name a big historic moment where white people did anything for black people out of the kindness of y'all's heart.
Civil War.
So, slavery, Civil War, I don't know. Every bit of aid to Africa ever.
Yep.
That's a pretty never-ending funnel, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then people were calling her out and trying to get her fired, and then she was saying, oh, no way I'm getting fired. First day of school, walking through the halls while Twitter thinks they can take my job from me. Call me every name under the sun, but you'll never be able to call me unemployed.
And then she also said, chilling in my class while Twitter thinks they can take my safe and secured.
And then that didn't last long because then she eventually did get fired.
Yeah, they released a statement saying at approximately 4 p.m. yesterday, Mesquite ISD became aware of a series of alarming racist statements, blah, blah, blah. She's gone.
Fired.
She'll never work there again. And so a couple interesting things about this that stood out to me, right? One, the absolute certainty that she wouldn't get fired. because these people truly believe that if you are black, you cannot be racist. So even if you say, I am racist, kill the cave dweller, bring your guns, it doesn't matter. It's not racist to them in their eyes. So she cannot. Second thing that stands out to me, elementary school teacher.
Yeah.
Elementary. Do you think she treated those cave dwellers in her class pretty all right?
Yeah, she separated it. Yeah. She separated her personal views.
It didn't totally spill over into every single thing she
separated her
does.
personal views from her job as a teacher. She's got the integrity.
Third and final thing that I noticed, she was tweeting this stuff out openly for like 3 likes.
Oh, yeah.
It was like to nobody. It was like 200 followers. So she was exposing herself, putting her job at risk, putting her whole life at risk. She could have been quietly racist and enjoyed it with her stupid boyfriend.
Yeah. And then these types would always say, like, oh, white people are racist, or like, watch this podcast, we're racist, you know?
Mhm.
But then you actually go out there and say these crazy things that are actually racist. And it's like, if you were accusing us, wouldn't you find stuff like this all over?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, another black guy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my Uber Eats.
I'm straight up racist.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, my black Uber Eats driver came and he made me come to the car to pick it up, even though I said leave it at the door. Another black guy, lazy. You know, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would probably get said by us. But we don't. But she says whatever she wants and then thinks her job is safe, just being openly racist. Well, it's not. Texas at least took a stand there.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to uplifting gold. We can't get too down. We can't get too depressed. We have some great uplifting gold to end the show on, as always. Number 1, the Asian guy defends his store.
Yeah, this is a little bit of an old video, but it's going re-viral.
One with the problem, not me, okay? I asked you a simple question. You some motherfucker responded like you don't know what the fuck's going on. Man, fuck you! Man, fuck you, bitch! Fuck you! Come on, nigga!
Now I get your chair.
Come on, bring up your chest then, dog! What your bitch ass gonna do? Yeah, your bitch ass ain't gonna do a goddamn thing, trick! You better take your old ass out of my... All right, you right. Your fucking asshole. Bitch ass nigga.
There you go. Asian guy stands ground. That's my type.
Well, there's a certain thing when you have these kind of hood stores like that, where if you let yourself get walked over, then you become a victim over and over again. It's like, if I can walk over them once, I'll roll them over again. It's like paying off the mafia. It's like, you know, the same kind of vibes. So,
Once you show fear, they'll ruin your shit.
Yeah.
They'll know that's a place you can come do whatever you want.
take advantage of.
If you stand your ground like that and you go kind of hard, they're not gonna.
It's uplifting gold.
Yeah. I actually have a funny story about that from my childhood, but I don't know if it's racist if I say it.
Why don't you try it out live on the show?
Well, we were playing a football team from the hood. All black dudes, like, and when you're in like 8th grade or whatever, 7th grade, kids would be scared. Like, oh, we're playing this team from this bad area, and they're all a bunch of big black guys. And then my dad said, play number 1, just go hard, go as hard as you can, punch them, boom, whatever, and just show that you're not one to be fucked with. So if you're going and you get into a scuffle, and then your opponent, the big scary black guy, comes to you and goes like in your face, and you go, all game they're gonna run your shit.
Yeah, you have to set the tone.
But if you set the tone, play 1 at the whistle, and you punch them in the face, and you're in their face like, what? Then they're like, yo, chill, this white boy's crazy. It was great advice.
Yeah.
And I took that with me forever.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the baseball ump interaction.
I'm a good man.
Yes, you are.
I'll give about 50% of my money to charity.
Yeah.
Except when she's not working, I give it to Destiny.
Just good old-fashioned baseball fun. The umpire's having a good time.
I love like a kid doing a boomer joke to boomers, and then them just eating it up.
It's good at Mets Americana.
Yeah.
Let's go to the grandparents who gave their grandson a dirt bike. And they kind of realized that maybe it wasn't the best. They kind of realized, like, we thought it was a little dirt bike. That thing is kind of ripping. Uh-oh. That's pretty good.
Pure Americana.
Pure Americana, summer fun, grandparents.
Cherish your grandparents.
That's right. Men who wear makeup. This was funny.
What do you think about men who wear makeup?
You can't put it into boys.
Who said?
penguin over there.
The penguin?
So who said the penguin over there? Chad Penguin. All right, nice. And let's end.
That's enough for me.
That's enough for me too. Let's end the whole episode. Actually, we have 2 clips left. So let's go to the starch jeans.
Can't skimp on uplifting gold.
Yeah, we can't just rip through it. We have the starch jeans. My mama found these in my granddaddy's closet.
Let me see them.
And they're so starched that they're like cardboard.
The start, Daddy, what you ask for? Extra starch?
That's double starch.
Double?
They'll touch it. That's pretty good.
It's just the starch.
All right. And let's play our last. I like old people like that.
Me too.
Who just do their thing and then you kind of discover what they're up to. And it's like, you're wearing your pants like this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's end it on the girl who's, I forget what she said. She's gonna ruin someone's day. I'm gonna ruin somebody's day.
She just targets this guy.
Just completely.
He's looking back like, did he just only do me?
Just completely lit him up. Well, that's good.
That's good mischievous spirit.
That was a good episode.
You liked it?
You liked it? Did you like it?
I don't know. Who cares what I thought?
Yeah. Well, we're ending the episode as we always do on Fridays by shouting out a business. We're shouting out a small business. The business we are shouting out is the Historic House Salvage Company. It's the ones who did the sign in the shout outs in the beginning, the Fleckus Talks quote on the chalkboard. Their Instagram is at Historic House Inc. So everyone give them a follow. Go give them some comments, like their stuff, engage with them, follow them, leave some comments.
Yeah.
Tell them Fleckus sent you. Talk about Snarf, Rob Smith, Cabana Ceviche, Vespa Miami, Business Meeting Downpour.
Just monkey paw them.
Monkey paw them, but in a good way. They really like the show. They're very good people. They support the show. Let's support them right back. Give them some follows. I'm also going to link their business so we can leave some reviews.
Yeah.
It's always good to leave Google reviews. That always helps. We're doing our own little like public square thing here.
Yeah.
And we're helping like America First businesses.
And we've been getting a lot of emails too. So we have a backlog of businesses that people have emailed that we're going to try to get caught up on. So.
Exactly. Every Friday, send it to us. And now if you guys want more show, we have 30 minutes more show coming. FleckusTalks.com is where Bonus Land is. Out now. Join us. First month is free. We have I have like hiccups now. We have a great episode coming.
It's the end of the episode. People are falling asleep by now.
Yeah, you guys are in
Go
bed.
to bed. Wake up. Imagine we just shouted, wake up.
We have a great bonus land that's dropping right now. FleckusTalks.com is the website. We're talking about a girl who got spit in the face in San Francisco. A guy caught his daughter clubbing. Husband sleeping with trannies. All kinds of good stuff. Boot camp military twink. I don't know. I forget what that one was, but we'll get to it.
And why we no longer respect any, not any. We don't just blindly respect our veterans.
Yeah.
You basically have to get to a certain level now.
Yeah. Special forces only now. We're going to talk about that in bonus land, that it's based on what we're seeing in the military with all this trans shit and all this weird stuff and people wearing nail polish. It's becoming harder and harder to respect our veterans.
Yeah.
We're doing our best, but it ain't easy. All right, the Fleckus Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. FleckusTalks.com for bonus land. We'll see you on Tuesday.